Hello everybody and welcome to a weekend stream, the first one we've had, and to a new game, Paralives. I'm florianxforte and it's a pleasure to see you all here. So, I wanted to try out a weekend stream. I also wanted to try out this new game that was released in early access on Monday, I believe. It was this week. It is a new live sim, Paralives. You've probably heard about it if you are here already, but if not, it is a live sim kind of similar to The Sims and other similar games. This is in early access, so there are missing features and there will be bugs. I have played a very little bit on my own just to get a little familiar with the way this game works, but there's still a lot that I have not gotten into yet. So I wanted to come on today and just kind of mess around in build mode and test out some of the features that are currently in the game. And see what we could kind of build. So because we are going to be building today, I did make myself, actually, I think I'm a little larger. Let me make myself a little smaller. There we go. So I can get out of the way of the screen for you there. But yeah, we're just going to go in. I think we're just going to use, actually, I was going to use a blank. They have like a blank world, but I think I will do a world in the town just so we can get a test para in there. And we'll probably just randomize someone randomly, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's just jump in here and kind of speed through the paramaker part of this and get into build mode. So I'm just gonna do a new game. I'm gonna say start in the town. I don't want to start the tutorial because I have done that already. Now I'm not sure if I'll ever film videos playing the game. Honestly, I probably will, just not for a while. I want to focus more on building for the moment. And we're just going to randomize a sim when we get in here and then go right into the build mode. Now, I have been watching some people's videos this week, but again, I haven't really gone too much into depth with them. So I know a couple of like tricks and tips, but I'm sure there's plenty of stuff I'm missing. So we're going to learn about all that together. And you can't see, I'm covering it, but there is a little like loading icon behind me. So we are not just on a black screen right now, it is actually like loading in for the first time. And I think they also just released a big update, or the first update yesterday or today or something, so there probably is stuff that I'm not aware of that they've added. We'll just use Stella here, select, let's actually customize it, and let's start our starting funds to, we'll go 500,000. That way we don't have to have worry about money. Let us create a new household. And let's just randomize like 3 times. If I remember how to randomize. That's the outfit. How do I randomize a sim? Or not a sim, oh my gosh, I'm already doing this already. A para. Here we go, up here. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Here's our para. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Safari Vern. Okay, Safari Vern. I think that might be all we have to do. Let's see. We need to do his personality too. Okay. Personality. That's this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is his personality. We are not going to play with him again, so it doesn't really matter. We're just going to go into the game. And I think for this, we are going to we're just going to go to the biggest lot here. We'll just build on here. Purchase. Yes. Now, the only mods that I have installed, and actually, I don't know if they're in here because of the update that happened, but the only ones I had were the like furniture that was already up, that I think some of the para team put up. So we'll see if that's available when we start to play. Otherwise, I haven't really done anything. I am debating putting in the Sims 3 camera mod because I kind of am struggling without it. I feel like these controls are more like Blender, if anybody has used that before. But like moving like this with the middle mouse button is throwing me off because I usually would right click, but right clicking, it's like the right clicking and like this movement and this movement are opposite of what I would expect it to be. But we're gonna make do with what we have right now. So things I specifically want to test out at least first, and then we can get into other things, are the roof specifically with like attics and dormers. I will say that the roof was a little shaky for me, like the brief test that I did, but again, I didn't push it too far yet. And I know that that's on their list of things they're going to be specifically improving throughout early access. So I want to see what we could do with what we have already. I also want to mess around with the curved walls a little bit. I know that we can't put any windows or doors on them yet, so I want to see if I can make like a circular room with one flat tile and see if we can put windows on there. So that's what we'll be doing. Let us first just delete everything on this lot. So if we go into build mode and then we go to this bulldoze, yes, get rid of everything. And then let's also do some terrain paint. I think that's this one. I actually haven't done any landscaping yet, so we'll just do the grass, the plain grass. Let's make this brush as big as it can be and just go over all this stuff in the middle so we have a nice clean area to test out our build on. Okay, that'll work for us. And now let's get into the build mode. I think what I want to try to do first, I guess also, let me show you, can I go off screen? Yes, okay. Let me show you an inspiration pic of something that I may want to work on. So I'm thinking things like this. Let me, okay, it is muted. Okay, good. No advertisements here. If you saw yesterday's video, you'll know why. I want to do something like this. This is just a Parisian apartment, or at least it came up when I searched Parisian apartment. So kind of having like I think these are like mansard roofs. This isn't exactly what I want, but the general idea where it's just like roofs with apartments at the top. That's what I will be channeling. Okay, so I think to start, we will just get in here with a regular wall, and we are going to build on the grid for now. So if I want to do, I think I kind of want to do like 1.5 roads. So if I hold down shift, it brings up the half grid, which is very cool. And then we'll go back like by 1 full grid. So let me get a rough, and this is just, I'm not doing the actual building here. I'm just doing like a mock roof right now. And actually saying that, let me undo this. I'm actually just going to start by doing a box, and then we can put our roof on top of that. Okay, so we have our box. Let's go up a story. Let's, if I remember how, yes, okay, go back down to this angle, and now we can start getting a roof in here. So I'm gonna leave, I'll leave one space to start. Actually, let me do half a space, because I'm trying to think about other games like The Sims with roof things I've wanted to do, and I've kind of wanted to do, like have a little like half tile of a roof in the front. So let's test that out here and see if we could do that. So I'm just gonna come down here, do my 1.5 again, and then we'll go back. I think we will go back a full tile, at least a full tile's worth. And then we'll go over 1, 2, I think we'll make it even. So we'll go over like this, like 3, and then we'll just repeat this. We'll put, let's do 3 of these in here. So 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, up, and then we'll go another, we'll give them like 2 tiles behind just to test this out. Okay, so we've got our 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and on the smaller grid, 1 full tile on these parts. And then let's bring this wall. Let's select this wall, and let's bring it in. We'll bring it in by 1, so we'll leave a half a tile on each side. Actually, no, let's bring it out. Let's go down here so we can actually see. And the grid seems to be gone here. If I hit G, does that bring it on? No. How do we get the grid back? I think if we click on this and we hit these dots, start placing walls in a 1x1 grid aligned with this wall. Okay, this grid came back. If I hold shift, I can bring it out again. So that's going to be 1 space above, and then we'll give it like 2 spaces. So we just need to pull it each wall over by 3 mini grids. Okay, let's do this. Start placing walls here, and then let's grab this wall. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think we're set up here for what we want to do. And let's actually bring this wall up by like 1, 2, 3, just because if we did a roof for real, it would probably have a shorter like attic area and then a taller bottom wall. Okay, let's start using our roof tools. So these are them. We do have the early access again. When building without a grid, it might be hard to place roof blocks to fit the shape of your floor plan. We are planning to add more flexible roof tools, so that'll be good to see in the future. But for now, this is what we're working with. So technically, this roof here is kind of what we're trying to emulate, except we want to put dormers in it. And if I was to just use this, let me rotate it around. I just guess it's actually the same. If I were to just put this on as it is right now, unlike The Sims, it does not disappear, so you can't really use that inner part, even if I like went up a floor and put a roof on here. So like normally if you did this in The Sims and then you went down one, the part inside would disappear, but it is not smart enough to do that yet. Hopefully that's something they will update in the future. So instead we're going to try to emulate that with little roof pieces, and this is what we had to do in The Sims anyway, because if the roof was higher than the wall, you'd have like lines that would cut into your view. So we're not going to do that. And then also sometimes if you made like stairs, it would mess up the room. So you'd have like, if you had like an open landing, the roof would cut in anyway. So we're going to try to work around this. What we're going to do instead is, I think, grab, there's actually some interesting pre-roofs. Like these are like combined. That's kind of cool. We're just going to use this one though. And something that I have to get used to is that this does not place on a grid, but when you place it down, you can adjust it afterwards. So I think just in general with this game, it's at least right now and maybe into the future, it's more, I have to think of the mind that it's more like I'm sculpting something rather than like making it fit to predetermined things like spaces. Like the grid, even though I am going to kind of try to get it to do that to the best of my ability. But let's see, we've got, this should be snapping and it's not. So there might be something I have to turn on again. Let me look at my little shortcut things on the right here. So we've got cell, cancel, no snap, move vertically, rotate, a lot of rotations, and toggle advanced widget. And what does this do? Just advanced transform. Okay, if I were to click on this roof, okay, there's nothing about a grid on there. I don't know if hitting G actually brings up any kind of grid. Oh, if you hold shift, it does both directions. That's interesting to know. And then control kind of expands it out. Alt just brings one side out. What if I bring the wall tool out to bring this grid up again? And then I click on this. What does this do down here? Is this just rotation? That little, do you see like this little blue thing down there? I wonder if that does anything. Okay, let's start by making this really tiny. And let's shrink it down a lot because I want to cover just this front part. If I drag this like, okay, now it is snapping. Maybe because this roof was in the way. So that's good to know. The snaps do still work. You just have to kind of fiddle with them. Okay, so this is perfectly snapped to both sides. That's not what I actually want to do. I want it to be snapped to this wall. So I can snap it there. And then for this one, I can snap to this wall. And then the only thing is that I don't think there's a way to bring the eaves in on the side. I think it has to be this length unless there is a roof option that I'm not aware of. But maybe they'll be able to overlap. Okay, let's actually also check to make sure there isn't a version of this that doesn't have. Okay, there's no like variations up here. What is the difference between, oh, that's just a flat roof. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like there's a version of this that doesn't have the eaves in. So we'll just see how the overlapping works with these. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. Actually, before I duplicate it, let me pick a roof color. I think I'm gonna go with this blue. That's kind of like the one from our inspiration picture. And then as far as the wall siding go, we'll just go with a nice stone. So if we go to wallpaper, stone, honestly, maybe just this one. Although I think I want it a little lighter, so let's change the color of this to, we'll just use one of the presets. Let's go a little lighter than that. Yeah, this one will be good. Okay, and then if we click back on this roof, let's duplicate this now, and we're going to duplicate it over to both of the other dormers that we made. And let's just make sure this was actually in line. Okay, I think that's in line. We'll see. And then this one. Okay, we just have to move that one over. Can we actually just adjust you to line you up? I think I feel more confident doing it that way. Seeing it actually snap. Okay. And then this is in line, this is in line, and this is in line. Okay, good. We've got symmetrical roof pieces going so far. Now is the next hurdle, which is going to be putting a roof that goes all the way up there. So with this one, we'll pull our same one. Actually, let's just duplicate the one that we have, and let's not move it. Let's just duplicate it. And we're going to put it in here to start. And then we're going to pull this one in. We're gonna have to be tricky with this one. Let's let it cut in for now, just so we can pull this back and see how steep we want to make it. So we're gonna bring it all the way back to here. And then let's actually just move it in a smidge. And actually let's hold, I think if we hold shift, yeah, if we hold shift, it moves them in on both sides. So move it to here. And now we're gonna move it all the way up so that it reaches the top here. So that it goes on to like the next roof. So there's a couple things here. First of all, I did notice that when you kind of morph this, it morphs the texture on the roof too. Hopefully that is something that can be changed so we can do these different heights without like the tiles looking different. Because I do want this to be really high up, but I think that might mess with the rest of what we have unless we take this now and move this really high up as well. We make this meet. That's pretty close. So we do still have a weird mismatch down here at the bottom. And this is actually just slightly, ever so slightly different. What does it look like from the inside? Okay, the inside looks okay still. This, what happens if we bring this down just so it reaches the top? This would have to go to like here, which is fine. We could probably put something on the top of this wall. And this, if we lower you down, I feel like we might need to make this come out ever so slightly. And I think if we hold Alt the Alt makes everything bigger. I really need to like move this out, but I want it to not snap is the problem. Let's take these off the wall. We'll put them back here just so we can try to adjust them without them snapping to anything. So if I get you lined up back here, let's bring this down to match. And then I think we need to bring you forward. Oh, okay, it's gonna try to snap to the other roof. If I hold Alt, then I can bring it forward. Okay, that kind of matches, although it is like this bottom part doesn't match, but maybe we can hide that. So if I take you now and I move you back here, and I will just put you on the edge, and then we can readjust the sides. So we'll readjust you to fit there, we'll readjust you to fit there, and then you we can bring back over here where you were. Okay, we're just gonna put you in, and we're gonna have to readjust again. So put you there, put you there. Can we actually readjust you to, okay, this, looking down here, it's aligned with the bottom of that wall, and then this is aligned with the bottom of this wall. Although this is not even on the inside. Okay, we're just gonna have to manually adjust. So hold Alt, bring this in. We'll just bring it in until we can't see it anymore on both sides. Okay, and this still looks good. We still have this reaching out a little bit though. I feel like this is just going to be a little bit back and forth. And it's going to be, there's going to be like a slight variation there, but that's probably okay. I can either make it look like, ooh, do you know what I could do actually? Is that I could get rid of these, and I can just drag this all the way across. And then for this one, I can make it just go in a little bit. I can hold Alt, make it go in a little bit. There's a little bit of a line there where there's a difference, but I think that is much cleaner. So when making windows like this, it seems like put it down and stretch. I think in general in this game, the mantra is if you could do it with one piece, do it with one piece and modify that instead of putting down a bunch of individual pieces like we might be used to in other games. So first I'm gonna undo because I did not actually want to move. I had to keep remembering click and then duplicate, don't click and drag it. And then for this one, I can move this over here. And this one we will just do, okay, I placed it in a place, that's fine. We don't, although, look at this. I'm gonna move this in just a little bit again. Not that much though. Okay, undo. Something like that. I think the other thing to keep in mind with this game is that it doesn't have to be perfect. That's a struggle for me because I like to make things look perfect. But it doesn't have to be in this game. It can be just good enough. Close enough is fine. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna do, so we had 3 little half squares here. I'm gonna bring it out 3 on the other. Actually, no, we're gonna go into Where is it? Okay, this is gonna be the next thing we try to do. Are you the right roof type? No. And you're just to a point. We actually, it doesn't look like we have the roof that we need. So I wanted like half of this, basically. So I can go straight up against this wall. Could we make one that's kind of like that? It would have to be, I think, a combination of what we have already. So like this one, duplicate, and we'll rotate you around. It would have to be something like this plus, honestly, I think like one of these. Maybe even this one, just for the corner. Although I don't know if that's gonna work. Not with the, okay, so it won't work with like a dormer in the end because it's gonna cut in. We need to have an actual like wall here. Let's take you and let's actually move you. And let's get our wall tool out and build another wall. So we're gonna do at least 3 more. Well, let's try with 3 first. And then let's do, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's actually do this. We'll do 4 here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Can I duplicate this room? Doesn't know how to do that. Duplicate. Oh, not the whole thing. Let's go down 1. Platform heights. Oh, this is duplicate the whole floor. So it seems like it goes by floor, not room. That's fine. Let's just get our wall tool out. 3. Okay, we have another room there, and then let's 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, and then we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think if I did that correctly, it should just be duplicated. It is. Let's delete these inner walls that we do not need. Okay. And now I'm going to take this wall, or this this roof. That's what I'm... Speak today, speak. Okay. Let's rotate you around. And let's actually also bring this in. So we were going with a half wall in the front. So let's go down, grab this, bring it in. Alt? Nope. Wall tool to bring the grid on. Nope. Let's click this, put the grid on this wall. There we go. And if we go up 1, this needs to come forward 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we match on the other side, and we've got half a grid around all of it. Okay. Let's grab our roof, and I think this should snap now into here nicely. It does, and we can put that there, so it is, yep, in between. Let's duplicate that over here. And the walls still look good. Let's duplicate this one as well. Okay, it looks like when we duplicate, it like reverts some of the off-grid changes that we made. Or maybe it's just the way it's snapping, it's slightly different. So we will have to lower it down a little bit. Wait, no, I don't want to lower it down. I want to move it in a little bit. Okay. And just for me, I think I'm gonna put a trim on. So if we go architectural details, molding, I'm gonna put what does that look like? No, I don't really want that. Do I want just a stone? That's the wrong one. This is what I was thinking of. We could do something just like that for now. And maybe make the colors match the roof color. This like navy color that we have. I'm just copying the hex code, canceling so I don't make the swatch. And then if I click on this, I can make a new one and just paste in the hex code here. Except, let me undo that. I want to actually click the architectural detail. Okay, I can't select it there, so I'm just going to select it here. Click here, take my navy and put that there. Yeah, that'll work. Let me just put that everywhere. We might have to readjust this after if we make changes, but I think for now it'll work pretty well. And let me say, I love, love, love the color wheel. I miss that so much since The Sims 3. So the fact that I can just make this match perfectly is, honestly, to me, it makes up for like the roof stuff not matching perfectly. So, I mean, hopefully we'll still have that option, but for now, I'm just so happy that we could make the rest of the stuff match. Okay, let's try to work on the side roof and then we'll see how we can connect it together here. Also, what's going on here? What is that? Is that just what the inside normally looks like? Oh, I guess so. I'm seeing it everywhere. Let's also get rid of this wall. Okay. Let's also come over here and save because I have not done that and I don't trust the autosave. I think it's fixed now, but I heard that autosave was not working for people, so let's, yeah, we'll just manually save. I mean, even that might not save. We don't know. We're in early access, so we'll see. We will see. Okay. Now let's move you back up here. And honestly, if we're gonna actually go all the way around, we need this side to be the same width as this. So this is 1, 2. It's actually 3. So the walls need to go out 2 more on each side down here. Let's get our grid on. There probably is a shortcut for this that I'm just not remembering, so I'll have to make a note to remember that. Okay, up 1. Now if we take this, we should be able to move it up here. Yes. Okay, we're actually just gonna plop that in and then we're gonna use our adjusters here to line it up with the bottom or with the wall. Okay, that's lined up with there. Okay, they're lined up pretty nicely, I think. Let's grab our middle wall again. We might have to adjust again the height, because I think this one's sitting a little high. Let's, we can adjust it based off of this one though. So if we duplicate this, bring it over here and put it, we can just put it there for now. Let's check the corner. Okay, the corners look fine. Let's adjust this one to match now. The height. And honestly, I think I might adjust them all to match this height so it falls right underneath our trim we put up there. And then for these, let's also, I'm gonna hold shift so it does it on both ends. Let's bring this in just so it's not poking through the wall. Okay, we may have to adjust this again because I might have pulled it in too far. We may have to manually adjust each side, But for now, that'll work. And now for this one, let's bring this down as well to like right here. And we'll just also bring this out to there. Now we'll just adjust the other ones to match. So for you, we're going to bring you down until you're right about there. Right until I can't see the wall behind it anymore. And then this one, we're going to bring this down till right about there. Okay. Let's do the same on the other side. We're going to bring this down till right below. Okay, that should work for us. Duplicate. Okay, not cutting into the wall there. We'll bring that in there. And then we had to bring it down just a little bit. Actually, no, it was actually fine where it was. Undo that, but let's duplicate it again. Oh, these two have to go up a little bit in the middle. Ooh, undo that. Redo that. Bring you up, not quite that far. Okay. These are still looking a little like I need to bring them in a little bit. Okay, that one and this one. Okay, I think we're looking good. Move you out so you're in line as well. This side, we just need to move one more over. Let's duplicate you, move you over there. And then Alt and just bring you in a little bit. How's the seam looking on both of these? Okay, I don't see any gaps there. What about this side? I don't really see any gaps. This one actually looks a little bit smoother on this end, but again, we're just going for good enough right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Let us try to do the corners now. I don't know if I left myself enough room for this, so we'll see what we could do with what we have. So if I put you here and then I take you, and I do want the height to be, I want the height to line up, but let's actually just shrink this down. Okay. So the idea is we want it to like line up here. So we have to bring this all the way over. And then we have to do the same for this here. And I think this is going to be our problem, which is if we do this to make this match, then if we go on the inside, look, we've got stuff there. So let's lower this down. Let's also, I want this to line up here and here. So let's get that going first of all. And then we need to do this. We need to bring this in so that it is kind of flush with this roof. Same over here. Okay. And I think this needs to come down. At this point, we want to line up with that, basically. So we just have to keep adjusting until we get there. Okay, that actually, if I undo that, I think we were there. We just drag this to there. And we drag this up to that point. And maybe even just a little higher. There's like the tiniest speck there, but that's just... What if I move this slightly over? If I hold Alt and move you ever so slightly, okay, that fixes that. And then can we lower you just a little bit more now? I'd like you to be to like there and maybe just a little bit over. And how high do you have to be to there? Let's actually update this to match as well. We've got our navy. I don't mind having these lines here on the roof because it's going to be symmetrical on both sides. It's fine. Can we change that, like this white part under here? I only see... we can. Okay, we just have to do a custom one. So if I wanted to make this under part the same... The rake, that's what it is. If I make the rake this color, that helps a little bit. Because even if it sticks out a little bit, at least it's all the same color now. So it kind of looks like it's just supposed to do that on purpose. And we also, honestly... the picture that I'm looking at has a trim, like a molding or something, a frieze. I think that's what they are. So let's get a nice, like, fancy, chunky frieze to put on. That could work. That's way too small. Ooh, that's on the bottom. That's actually pretty cool. That, I don't know what it actually was. Let me actually undo all those. No, not that one. That's actually pretty cool, but not quite what I want. No. That's actually pretty close. What about you? What about you? I think I want to go... What's this one? Honestly, that's pretty good. Let's just change the swatch on it. Also, what is this down here? I don't know what that is. Okay. If I click on you and then I go to the swatch. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing again. Let me do it from here. Okay, it's just a whole item swatch for now, at least. So we could put you in. What is this? Oh, that's really big. I still need to learn, like, if there's any of these that you can change the actual texture of them. So, like, if I did... What was this one? If I did this one, does it come in a different texture? No, just color. I want something like this that's more 3D. Okay, I think that's fine, though. I think this will work. Let me actually get our stone that we've been using. Can I copy the stone from there? No. Okay, let me just get it from the wallpaper. I I think that'll work. I want it to like blend in here. Let me also, I need to update these roofs now too. Plus, let's copy you. Let's get the rake to be the same color. And then I could do that for all of these. I like that when you save a swatch to something, it has it available for other items pretty much automatically. That's very convenient. That's a good move by their part. Okay. Let's duplicate you. Put you on this end. Okay, again, we're kind of going close enough. So we that's one way that we could do it. Let's test out that other roof piece on the other side. Let's also just save. Resume. Okay. If we do it this way, I guess the one thing is that we will have to cut off the room on the inside. So let's actually just build that out as well. Ooh, it actually cuts into here too. Let's see if we do... It doesn't want me to do this. What if I do it from here? Walls of different heights. Okay, let's undo that. I realized I was making walls of different heights. Okay. Sometimes I guess you have to fiddle with it a little bit. Now for you, I need you to be a little bit smaller if I do you this way. So I think this was if I hit control. Does that take it away from the walls? No, not yet. Okay, what if I move you out a little bit? Or if I bring you, if I hold Alt and bring you in to there, and there, and there. Okay, it's not cutting inside anymore. This goes down to here, but I think we can make this work. So if I delete you, if I duplicate you and move you here, I'm gonna hold Alt just to place it. Let me place it so that it is just barely overlapping. There still is that little bit of gap there. What does it look like on the inside? Okay, I need to move you. Click on you. Move you so that you're not cutting in. Okay. Can I actually move you? I need to move you to the right a little bit. Let me get a better view. Okay, I'm going to move you until you're just about cutting in. Okay, no cutting in. Okay, it's not exactly even, but it's close enough. And now all we have to do to hide this is just paint this wall here. So if we get just a regular paint, honestly, we can even do like a brick or stone or something. Maybe we get like this, or this is actually small enough. We could probably just do this one. Paint it navy and then just do that. We'll do that over here on this wall. Are you not painting? There we go. I just had to actually click it. Okay, so we're being sneaky with it, but that's a way that we could make it work. And then we still have this little part right here. We can't really put a window or anything, but at least it's usable space. That doesn't have a roof coming in like these two places. So that's one way we could end it. Let's check the other side. You could just have it end flat here or put a balcony or something. That could also work, but if I want to try to like roof it. So let's see what we have. Also, what is this mail here? Oh, it's because we started a new game. Okay. On the side, let's go back to our roof tools. Let's see what else we can see. I was curious about this one. This is also one, like, this is, I like the angle on the top too, but that's one that we not, you can't have like an attic in there. I'm going for an attic room. It's also cool they gave us this thing, honestly. This will be helpful for like medieval buildings. Well, that's not what we're gonna use. Let's use, honestly, we need this, but for these roofs. And this is like a nice farmhouse one. This is a yeah, so we have this piece for a lot, just not for either of these two. If we take you, and first of all make you into this. If we lower you down, this just becomes I like lower you down to where we had you for the other one, and if I hold Alt and move you out, so you're like even-ish. Something like that. It's like the same thing, it just takes up more space inside, so I don't think I would want to do that. I think for now our best bet is using these corner pieces here. If we're gonna just try to have a roof that goes around like that. We could also do something like put a tower to hide some of those spaces. So if we did, let's see, if we copy you. Oop, escape. Duplicate. Plop this down here. Let's go ahead and do our little lowering, although it looks like it's actually fine where it was. Oops, undo that. Oh, are you not? No, undo. Hold Alt. Go down. Okay. And then we'll drag this to there. We'll drag this to there. And if we take this... Oh, we had to figure out... Okay, if we're going to do a tower here, we need... I guess it would have to be like an actual tower that blocks... It would have to make it so that we don't want to have a roof here. So let's get our walls out. It would have to be something like... Well, not long enough. What does that mean? Escape. Okay, we can go inside. Do I have to like click the... Put the grid on here? Okay. We could do something like this. And I guess in this case, this would have to be not usable. Or we'd have to come up from below somehow. Normally I would do something like that and put in a diagonal room, but then this roof is going to be in the room, so I don't think we want to do that. And since it's not usable, let's test out, we wanted to test out curves today, right? Let's test that out here. Wall. Okay. Curved wall. Windows and doors currently cannot be placed on curved walls, but it's a planned feature. Okay, good to know. Let's click here, and then I think we have to click a space we want it to curve from next. I'm gonna do in the middle because I want it to be even, and then we're gonna end it here. Interesting. Let's undo that. Let's see if we can get a deeper curve here. So if we go here, and then we decide to curve it to... I want to go like... I want to go one more this way, but it doesn't look like we could do that. Oh, we could do this. Okay, let's undo that. Let's get a regular wall here. Let's do like a half wall out. Oh, where do we go? What did I do? I made a black hole. Can we undo this? No? Can we... Oh, okay. We can see if we go here. What if we resume? Okay. That I haven't seen that happen yet. I just went in, I hit escape. So if something like that happens, I guess try hitting escape. Am I... Oh, we're still in the curve wall. Okay, I don't want the curve wall here. I want to go back to a regular wall. And just angle it. Escape. Let's go into a different tool and then go back. And then go here. Oh, I had to change it down here. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, now I can switch it back to here. And also spatial grid on. This might be, I might have to pay more attention to that. I do want the grid on. Okay, if I bring you out to the middle now and then go here. Okay. Interesting shapes that you can make with this. What does this look like if I... We got a square. We got a weird curved tower shape. I actually don't mind this. It's pretty interesting looking. I think that I may have liked it better though when we had just the curve based on this. So let's check that. Okay, it's still uncurved. Although, oh no, it does go out half. Okay, let's paint it. Let's paint it and let's bring this trim around the whole area. Was it, which one was it? Was it, I think it was this one. No, it was not. Molding. Honestly, we could even make this molding the navy color. I think I like that better. Really blend the roof in to the rest. although it does look a little weird here. So maybe I would like separate that out. Where did that stone, what does this look like? That's just on the top, it seems. Well, that's kind of cool. Okay, so we have options here. Also, I like how this wallpaper is like 2 different textures together. That's pretty cool. Okay, I think this is a good first test of this. Let's test the curved walls that I wanted to do as well. And then maybe we can try to build like a little house or something. Walls. Now we can't put any furniture on there, but what I wanted to try to do is if we get a regular wall here, I wanted to try 2 things. I want to make a small... Actually, I don't know if this lot is level, so let's do it from here. And then let's get the curved walls. Like that. I guess... Maybe we could go like 2. I don't want it to look too... I guess this has to be pretty big. 3 by 3 maybe? And then straight again. And then curved. 3 by 3. Oops, I didn't want to do it up there. Escape. Undo. Or redo. Redo. Flat roof. Or flat, okay. Okay, that's kind of a circle, not really. But then if we put a window on here, so we can't put it on any of these, but we can put it on the center one. Okay, good to know. And then with doors, same thing. Can't really put it there, but we can put it here. What about like a double door? So a double door will fit. It's just if any of the cutouts are there, they'll start like the curve. You'll start to see it in the curve. So you just have to make sure that the door fits. Now, the other thing I wanted to test, let me escape out of this, was doing this instead of like one wall, doing it on a curved wall, or a half wall, I mean. Half grid, I mean. So if we did like this, and then we did a curve. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's do like escape. Let's do 4. Just to like really get that curve in there. And then let's go back to here. We'll do a half. Curve. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I didn't put the curve back on. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole curve, but you get the idea. Let's check the windows situation. So you can put a window, but it has to be a really skinny one, because otherwise you'll see that's actually maybe not a good. Let me get one that actually has more detail to it. Like this one. Also, time of day. Let's get that sun off of there. Okay. And let me also pick a swatch that does not blend in as much. Ooh, undo. If I hold shift and I put this in at the same time. Okay, so even at the skinniest, this won't work. So it has to be a window that can get really skinny, I guess. What about like this one? That one could kind of work, just barely. What does it look like from the inside? Okay. So yeah, if you do want to use windows on curved things, you just have to make sure there's a flat piece somewhere, and then that your window will fit. Oh, that one's not bad. At least for now, anyway. Okay. I think let's bulldoze everything again. I'm gonna take a quick break, but then when we come back, we can maybe build like a little house or something on here. So I will be back in a couple minutes, everybody. Okay, welcome back everybody. Let me actually get the game sound back on. So I've decided to move us into this lot. I've seen a lot of people building on this, and I was curious to try my hand at it since it is in between two buildings. I did look up some inspiration pictures, so let me just pull up the one that I was thinking of. I just have to find it again real quick. It, to me, looks like it's a real place. So I thought I'd be safe in building it, hopefully. Okay. This is what I'm thinking of here, building this building. Let me zoom out a little bit. Here we go. So I thought this would be interesting. It kind of has the roof that we were building up here, although we don't have to worry about the sides because it's going to go up against two different buildings, so you won't see that. So this roof line should be doable. It probably will be a tight attic up there, but it's just an attic, so that's fine. And then we'll have two living spaces, and then this looks like a little store. And this is actually what intrigued me, is having this little alleyway go through, although I think I may just put the alleyway go through the middle. And I don't know if this will be a store or just staircases up to the top, but we'll see. Also, I don't think we really have Tudor style things. I didn't really look too far into the build by catalog, but we're going to do our best. But this is what we're aiming for. So I'm going to go ahead and move it off to my other monitor. And then we can jump into our attempt at building this place. So I think first thing that we're going to do, like before, is just bulldoze the lot. And then we're just going to paint over everything with some terrain paint here. So let's get in, let's go find our terrain paint. And I think for this, we will just do, I think we're just going to do, oh wait, terrain paint, where are you? Here. Okay. Still learning everything here. I think we're just gonna do bricks and maybe this brick. What does this look like? Okay, I don't think I really want it to be brown. I think maybe more like this. This matches what's over here, so yeah, let's do that. And we'll get some green coming in the other places. So unfortunately, it looks, oh, actually, let's undo. Let's bring this down a little bit. It looks like we're gonna have to have some green up front because this lot doesn't go right up to the edge here. So we'll figure that out when we get closer to that. But for now, let's just get this in here and we'll fix up all that after. Let's get our walls in. So for this, we are going to be going off grid here. So that'll be interesting because I do kind of want to make this flush. So that would be like a wall from here. Actually, let's undo that. Let's start from the place that's higher up. And let's turn the grid off here. So if we go from here, you can only build inside your own lot. Okay, there, I guess, to here. And then we can go from here. Let's try to keep this straight, actually. Or do I want to? No, I don't want to. I want to keep this wonky, I guess. Let's make it go back to like here. And then we can make this go back to here. And we can make this go to like here. Okay. Bit of a weird shape. We are also on a slope here. So let's see if we can move the terrain paint before we do anything else. Or can we actually, if we went the other way, can we bring this down? Oh, escape. I don't know how I got railings on. We go to like down a level. No, okay. How about if we click on this and drag this down? No, we can't do that either. What if for now can we move this in? No. Let's bulldoze. We might undo that bulldoze if we're able to. Let me see what happens if I do it this way instead. And if I want to come like just a little bit further back, okay, that's better. That actually goes into the ground because I think I'm gonna make this all a foundation. Let's get this. Oops, not like that. Ooh, I liked that, actually. I like how it kind of lined up with that wall there. If I bring you out to like here, oop, nope. It's a little too sensitive. I want it to go like to the end of this. Okay, and then if I bring you into here. Okay, that looks a little better to me now. And we're going to, I guess we can just raise this to make a foundation. One, two, let's do like 3. In my little picture, they actually don't have a foundation. They just have, it just actually goes to the ground, kind of like this house does, or this pharmacy does. Do I want to do that? Maybe I actually do. So let's undo. Let's redo. Let's actually bring it up like 1. We can have a little stoop. And I'm thinking, well, first of all, I'm thinking we do need our little way to get through. So let's click on this. Let's do our little advanced grid thing here. Hold shift. So if I want the middle, that's about here. And if I want to do like 1, 2, maybe just 1. We're gonna bring you all the way across. And then if I start here again, go 1, 2, 3, and I bring you all the way across. Can I make you parallel? I just held Alt Shift there. I don't know why, but that made it parallel. So yeah, for some reason that made it go parallel to this. Let me get my second floor up here, and I found out that from before that we could just duplicate it. And let's actually duplicate this one as well. And then the top one will be our attic level, which actually kind of lines up with these, which is pretty good. Ooh, actually, we might run into a problem here because I needed this to be like the wall. I need this to be flat over here for our roof. We may just have a flat roof on that side. Ooh, I'm in someone else's house. Let's go back here. Let's come and delete these middle walls that we do not need. Same here. And then for down here, what happens if I delete you two? Oop, not all that. Okay, let me undo that. I want to delete this, but just in there. And I think it's because my foundation. Can I go down 1 more? No. Okay. Let me do this. Let me bring this back down. Let me bring this all the way down to just 1 high. Because now I should be able to delete those walls down there. And then let me add, we duplicate this. Okay. Let me actually duplicate this. Okay, can't above. Let me just draw my walls in again then. Draw that all the way across, and then we had this, and I had to do Alt Shift. Now I believe this matches downstairs. Let's see what happened. Oh, cancel. Don't want to do that. Let me click on the wall and let me, oh, I can't break it up here still. Can I break it down here? No. Okay, undo. Let me put it back the way that I had it before. I can break that one fine. Let me see if I can just redraw these ones in the back. We actually just turn around as well. Okay, alt doesn't work. What about shift? No. Alt. No. Let me get rid of the grid. Okay, getting rid of the grid works. Okay, we have our little alleyway. And then if we go up, we've got... Okay. That's a good start, I think. Let's see. Let's get my para to actually walk in there. Okay, we have to go on a little bit of a journey here. Where's the town? Back here. Get you to run here. This is why we have him here, so we could test out things, even though we didn't do any of that in the first part. Let's get into triple speed. Okay, we're here. Oh, I didn't want to take a picture. I wanted to pause. I keep forgetting it's spacebar. If we were to make you go over here. Okay, you have plenty of space. You're tall enough. I actually don't know how tall you are because I randomized you, but I think you're tall enough. Oh, I'm going to be taking so many pictures until I get used to this. I actually should probably just change the keybind if I can. Anyway, back into build mode. Okay. Let's get the roof squared away. Actually, let's do this. Oh, I'm also not in build mode. Okay. Let's come into this room because this room is actually a little bit further back. So let's actually just move both of these further back. Let's go to let's get the grid on. Let's actually just click on this, get into here, start placing walls on a grid from this. Walls must stay in the lot. Okay, let's come down. I think we're gonna have to manually adjust, like manually rewrite walls here. It looks like it's about 3 blocks, or at least the middle part of this arch. Let's go. Ooh, we can actually bring this forward. But I don't really want to do this. I want to go back. Let's start from here and go back, and then we take that across. Okay. And then this was to this, like lined up with this. So we need to line up with this side now. Hold shift to bring that grid up and then just go across like that. Okay. And now we can delete these walls here. I don't want to delete that whole wall. And it looks like I'm going to have to rewrite it. Oh, what was that? What did I do? I don't know what that did. I like deleted the top of the wall somehow. Okay, back to the wall tool. Let's click on... I don't know. Let's click on the wall. Hold shift. Okay. And then let's just click Alt maybe. Nope. I think what we have to do is take the grid off. And then we can connect these two. Yeah, so there's a lot of like moving between like back and forth from the grid in this. That's fine. And this, they pretty much line up. It's a Tudor building. It's okay if it's a little wonky. it's a Tudor building on an angle, honestly. So I don't know what else we can expect here. Let's just copy this whole thing downstairs. I probably should have started down here and then done it above. Okay. Let's get back on the grid, line it up with this, and we go back one. And then we go hold shift and go all the way across. Then we line it up with this part, go back one, hold shift and go across. Now for these walls, I think I'm gonna do a half wall for here. And maybe lower it. Okay, let's undo that actually. Can I delete this wall? Okay, can delete that wall, but then deletes everything inside, which I don't want. And if I delete this wall, okay, maybe I actually do want this. So we want to delete these walls, and then what happens if I reconnect them without the grid? Will this make a room? Yes, okay, good. And then I want to do a half wall here. Maybe starting from here though. So a half wall. Cannot connect clusters of walls of different heights. Okay, maybe we do a fence instead. Are there any like trim fences? We really need just like a flat fence. This is like the closest I think we have. And that's not flat at all. Is this, well, no, that's not gonna be flat enough. I'd want to potentially do something like this. And then like lower it down if we can. What is this? Replace fence with wall, delete wall. Increase or decrease wall height. That's not what I want. Okay, let's undo that. We'll just come back to this. We'll figure out what we're gonna trim that with later. It might end up being an object instead of like an actual piece here. Unless, I guess, let's look at the architectural details real quick. Maybe there's something in here. We might just end up doing like a molding or something instead. So let's work on getting our roof shape in, our attic, I mean. And also let's save. Okay, let's get our attic squared away before we do anything else. Whoops. There's no roof up here, so I think that means that this is no longer considered a room. What if we, like, break a wall and then redraw it? There we go. Okay. Now, this is looking a little wonky here. Can we redraw you? Okay, that looks better. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Now, we're gonna have a roof piece in the middle, and then we're gonna have two square dormers, which, let's get the grid back on. And let's make the grid in relation to this. Okay, we're gonna do... We leave actually a little space in between. So we're gonna do our thing that we did before, which was... I want it to be like here to here. Undo that though. That's not what I wanted. Maybe we'll start it up here just so I can drag it over because I want it to be like these two spaces. Ooh, this is gonna be cutting it really close, but that's okay. It looks like this just comes all the way in anyway. And I'm gonna say, what is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 11. 10 to 11, so we'll go back 5. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's cutting it close, but that's okay. And then in here, I want this to be like halfway. I want it to be like to here, I think. 2, we'll go back like 2. We'll come here, and then we'll come down 2, and then we'll just delete this. Okay. I think this is going to be our tiny attic. And honestly, we might even lower it by like 2. If this is 1, 2, 3, actually, how high is this? It doesn't say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and a smidge dots. If we do that down here, let's see if you can still walk through them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a smidge dots. Can you walk here? No. Okay. Build. What if you do a full 6? You can, but it's really short, so taller pairs may have a problem. So we'll go up by like 1 more. Oh, there's another photo. Okay. Build. Can I undo? No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a little bit. And then up here, we can get away with just 7. Ooh, where did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Looking very wonky, but very good. I think a Tudor was a good style for this because they're very old buildings, so they're allowed to be wonky. Let's work on our roof so we can get that out of the way. Hopefully it's not going to care that the roof is into this building. If it is, we're going to have to work with that. Let's actually save, and then we'll get our roof on. And hopefully me doing this isn't going to mess up. If I like do the rest of this building, hopefully it's not going to mess up the roof. Resume. Roof. Let's get our favorite piece that we were using over here. And this roof is like a black shingle roof. We're gonna bring you. Let's work on the one that's the upper one first. And we actually want you to be a peak. So actually, we'll keep you there for now. But let's also get one of these to go up here. And the peak of the roof would be if we come down 1. I said it was about 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. If the peak starts here, this is 1, 2, 3 in. So 1, 2, 3 in. We could probably extend this by another block. Like to there. I want to go a half block. Maybe I do a half just so it doesn't cut into that building. And then okay, this is like on an angle, so it's a little weird how this roof is potentially going to work, but let's try our best here. Let's get this roof lined up with it. And then let's bring the pitch down to something more reasonable. Something like this, maybe? It's gonna have to be steeper than this. Unless we just don't make it match the pitch. Let's bring you in if you're not already to be in line. And then if we bring you all the way up, we bring you to there. Let's actually, just for our purposes, bring this in line. Bring it in line with the middle here. Okay. That's not awful. Again, I don't like how the shingles are kind of different widths, but I don't think we can do anything to get around that. I think what they want us to do, at least right now, is to use something like this, or honestly like this, to keep the shingles the same, but I don't want to do that because I want to be able to go inside this attic. So we'll just work with what we have right now, which will be this. And I think this will be fine. Maybe. Let's duplicate this and go to the other side. Okay, we'll just put that down for now. Let's go down one. Can I make you snap to this wall? Maybe not. If I turn the grid to you, though. Can snap to that, which I don't want. Can I snap you? I want to snap you the other way. We've got a bunch of rotating. I can rotate you this way. Okay, maybe if I move you here and then rotate you. Okay, that'll work. Bring you into the wall, and then let's bring you out until you touch. I see. I think I need to change the angle of this wall back here, because it really should match it should be parallel if I want this roof to work. So let's go down to the bottom and see if we can get that working. Oh, we're gonna have to do it down there too. Okay. Let's break this wall first of all. Let's get a grid going from this wall. And let's just shift. I want it to line up with this here. What if I build it from this side? Oh, what did I do? Alt, oh. Wall not long enough. I want you to go over there, though. Okay, let's escape out of that. Can I shrink this wall? No, I can only make it wider or shorter. Okay, let's redraw this wall. I want you to go to here, but not from this way. I'd prefer you to go to right there. What if I do from over here? If I do this down to here? They're different heights. Okay, so it does have to be the other way. What about you? Well, not long enough. Different wall heights. Okay, let's lower the terrain then. Flatten. Ooh, let's bring you all the way down because I'm afraid of this. Let's bring you all the way down. Let's bring you all the way down. Honestly, probably gonna lower some of this back here too. Okay. Oops, escape. We were so close. Okay, that's where that stops. If I go off the grid though, let me go off the grid. I want to be even with this, but I want this to be... Let's try from here. This is trying to line me up with the other building, but I want to be lined up with... I want to be lined up with this, honestly. What if I, like... What if I connect this? Can I get to this point here? What if I turn the grid back on? Okay, this went out further than I wanted. Okay, let's break this now that we got that other wall back in there. Okay, can't bring that all the way back. No, this was a problem that we had before. Like, you could... Ooh, let's undo whatever we just did. Redo, get rid of that. Okay. Wall. The things I'm doing for this alleyway. What if we make it go back further to like to here, and then that connects into here? Because I guess this wall could change these walls. They don't have to match. If that's throwing us off as well. Let's get rid of this wall too. I do want to keep our front walls, so let's see if we can work with that. We just need parallel walls to this over here. The best that we can. Let's get our walls back out. And let's delete this wall. Okay. If we get this, and let's actually go off the grid for this. If we bring you out to like here somewhere, like there. Now, if we turn the grid back on, that's not the grid that we want. We want this one. If we turn the grid off, I think we need like a grid, like a grid toggle. Maybe there is one. Well, that's to turn the grid off, I guess. I want it to be parallel with this. What happens if we make triangles? We've got a triangle there. If we turn the grid back on, we put this grid back on. I think we kind of did it. I think we kind of did it. If we break this now and then we just redraw it, I think that might make a room for us. Okay, the front, it didn't make a room. Let's take the grid off. That did make a room. Okay. If we go up one, the front still looks good. The back, we do need to adjust a little bit to match this, but I think we're on the right track now because that looks more parallel to me. So triangles were kind of the way to go. Let's delete this here. We're going to keep our front wall like we did before. Let's get the grid. Actually, no, the grid's going to be off for this part. Let's continue this line along because we can get the back row. We can get the back, we can get the back wall that we need back here. And then we can just connect them. Okay, I want you. If I hold down Alt, I almost had it before. You have to turn the grid back on. I kind of don't want to. I want to connect them. Undo. Okay, I had to hold Alt for that. I don't know why. This corner also looks a little weird, but it might just be because it's cutting into that. Can I Okay, let's see. If I connect this now, is it going to freak out if I try to break the back wall? Let's get our grid back. We're gonna go based on this wall. This what? Yeah, that's straight. Okay. I alt-shifted to get that there. Hopefully I can just redraw this wall now. If not, I think we just have to do the triangle method. Okay, let me do that, but the corners are a little weird again, so let's undo that. Maybe if I draw it from this side. Maybe if I just take the grid off. Okay. Okay, we have 2 rooms on the bottom. They look like they are parallel to each other. If we come up here now, the front is still fine. The back does need to change, so let's break that. And we'll break these as well. Let's get our wall tool out. We're gonna go from there. Or is our grid on? No. Okay, alt is off a grid, which I think is what we need to do. Actually, can we draw these back walls? That'll make it easier for us. Okay. Ooh, cannot connect walls a different height. What if we start here? Yes, okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Escape. Oh wait, let's do the back wall. Let's actually just make you go all the way across. Cancel. Go from that snap point all the way there. Cannot connect walls at different heights. What if we get you from the back? Yes, okay. But we don't have a room in here. I think we need to connect these 2 now. You are the same height though, I promise. What if we do this? I do see a little bit of a shadow here. Oh, and look, this roof over here is hanging off the edge. Okay, let's undo this. Redo. I wonder if we connect this in. Let's actually do it this way. Let's do a separator. Okay, the separator still made a floor down there, so instead let's just go with an actual wall. We'll put like an arch or something. Let's actually get the arch in now. Something, honestly, just like this. Or do we want to go more gothic maybe? I think we want to go more gothic, if it can shrink down enough. Holding shift so they both go in. Oh, it's slightly too big. Okay, let's delete that. What if we do something fancy like this? And then we just widen you up a bit. and put you in the center. Alt. Okay, something like that. Let's pick out a nice black color for you. And we're gonna keep you wood, but I think we want like a shiny wood. There's basic wood, particle board, oak wood. Is there like a shiny wood? Painted at low contrast. Barn wood. Wood composite. Oak varnished. Yeah, that's kind of a shiny wood, which is what we want. And then let's bring you down to like a black. And maybe a little bit more of a, like an orange yellow tone, or do we want more the red that it was at? Well, we'll keep it like the red that it was at. Okay. Yes, that's good. And let's duplicate you and put you on the other side. Okay, this is technically, I think, even with the other door, but I want it to be even with the wall. We are, again, in wonky territory here. I do want you the same width, I just want you evenly spaced here. Okay. So we've got our 2 rooms, and we've got our passage through. We may just have to redo this whole thing, which is fine. Let's get out our... Actually, I don't really want to save until I know that it actually worked. Actually, no, let's save. We're committing. We'll save. Okay, let's get our grid to this front wall again. And yes, this is the one I was doing, this one right here. So if I were to duplicate you, and then I were to just take this wall and move it all the way over here, or at least to over here, would that work? Walls of different heights. Walls of different heights. Okay, we got a wall going all the way across the back. And is that actually all the way across the back? Yes, okay. If we get the grid on, and we go here all the way to this corner, that works. It just doesn't connect to the back there. So let's delete this wall, and let's put it on with the spatial grid on. Okay, that looks a little better. It's cutting over at least a little bit more to the side. That works. Spatial grid. We need you to go back there. What if I hit Alt? What if I take the grid off and go you all the way to you? Okay, that works. And then I actually get the grid back on. I forgot that we actually want this to go here. And we're gonna go 2 across this, so we need to go here. We need you to go in 3. What if we do it from here to here? Okay. Then 1. No, undo. 1, 3, 1. Grid off. Connect these together. Okay, we did it. We have the wall. Now, there is a little bit of clipping here, so I think what I'm going to do to get around that is just increase these outer wall thickness. Boom. We'll actually do all the wall thickness just up by 1. Or was this everything, or was just... Oh, it was. It's just because okay, hold on, I see. If I come down here, increase this by 1, increase this by 1, increase this by 1, this by 1. We might as well do them all. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's save. Resume. Okay, we've got our first floor. We've got our second floor. It's a wonky second floor. Like, this is not even, but that's okay. We're just gonna have more. Maybe we'll just do some like vines or something going up on that side. This one, we're gonna delete this whole floor. And then we're just gonna copy this one up. Duplicate. And then this, we really need to move this whole thing, but I think we're just gonna recreate it. Yeah, so let's just delete it for now. We'll delete that too. Okay, let's get our wall tool out. Get our grid back on. And we're gonna go back 1, and we'll stick to like, even on this end, I want it to be, it should be in line, honestly, with the center. And we really should have 4 spaces here. I can either do 3 or do 2. I could also just go completely off the grid up here and do... Because I kind of need it to be in between the half grid now. But I think that's going to be too much to deal with. So let's instead... Let's see, if I do 2... If I do it based on... Okay, hold on. Undo. Undo. I'm gonna do it based on this. And then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. it would need to be 3 from the back, so it'd have to be to like here. Oops. Something like that. I think it'll work. If I made it come out 1 more on each end, what would that look like? I can't. It's too close to the wall. Okay. And then this, I wanted it to be... Oh, I think it is still the right height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, and these other ones are a little taller. Let's save. Okay, we finally have our shape kind of down. Resume. Let's work on our roof again. Roof. Let's get one of these because we need to make sure that it works with these walls. We don't want it to cut in. So let's first bring it to here. We're definitely have to bring that in more. This we can bring to, it really should be like to there, maybe even a little further, but we'll leave it to here for now. Let's bring these in all the way. Then this does need to be pretty tall. I think I'm gonna actually just make it lower though than those dormers, at least for now. Let's get a good roof in here as well, roof tile. We've got a nice black one. We could do this, or we could do this, or honestly, we might just make it match the color we have down here. So what are you, what color are you? New. We're gonna make you this color. We're gonna make the ridge that color. We're gonna make the rake that color. The siding can stay that white until we change it. Yeah. And as far as the actual, let's edit this. Oh, okay, we don't have different roof. I think there some of these roofs may have different tiles you could do. Maybe, but this will work for us for now. Let's actually just get a wallpaper on there. Honestly, the paint is probably fine. It's really more like a stucco. It's really more like actually maybe something like this. Ooh, but I'd like to be able to control where those lines are. This one at least is centered. These ones are a little off center for some reason. So I'm gonna go the stucco route, and maybe we can look at that further later. Let's do a nice like maybe something like one of these, but just closer to that. I think maybe even a little lighter. Not white, but like just above it. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Let's bring this in now so we can't see the roof. And the sides actually look good, so let's see how far we can bring them before it's too much. Okay, and Shift Alt. That looks good. I want to get as much of that roof in there as we can before we can't, before we're not allowed to have it. Okay, so we've got that. Let's save again. And let's get our other roof. So let's get the top one first. Which we're going to use one of these. And let's snap it to where we want it to be. Bring it down a lot. Give it the pattern, our custom pattern. And we'll just bring it out to meet the edges. Okay. Did I snap it here? I think I did, yeah. Okay. Let's also... Okay, can't do the siding there like that. I'm gonna put this... Honestly, we can just put it everywhere. At least up here, on these levels. Okay, let's get our... next roof piece, this one. We're finally ready for this one. Oops. Let's come down a level and then get this in here. We can center it. Okay. Just make sure you are snapped. You are. Snap you here, and then we're gonna have to bring you down for sure. Now for you, we're gonna do, the roofing will be this. The siding can stay as it is. The rake is gonna be this. And then let's paint the sides of it. Oop, not that. This. Does that paint the other side too? Yes, okay. Making progress, making progress. Let's hold Alt and bring this down. Okay, so if I wanted to connect like this, it is gonna spill over, so let me... Do I need to bring you in even more? Really should be something like this. But then it's not gonna line... I don't think that these pieces are gonna line up if we bring them out further. Like if I bring this out to here, is there a gap? There's like the gap here. I guess I should bring it out as far as it's going to go. It really needs to do like that, which is a problem, apparently. So maybe I just bring it out as far as it can go. What are we gonna do with you? We have this. Can we... That's what we're gonna do with you. Okay. Let's get this right, and then it's just gonna be going off into the oblivion, into the other building. And that's... I don't think that's a building that we can go into. Let's undo this first of all. Let's actually test this. If we go back here, you can adopt a baby, and then this one, this is someone's house, so maybe we have to be a little bit... Oh, but this is just a roof up here, so we can cut into this roof. That's fine. This, we might have a problem. We might not want to cut into this wall here. Let's actually visit them. There's our picture again. We haven't had one in a bit. Nothing's cutting into their house here. If we go up a level, nothing is cutting in. If we go up a level again, this is where a roof could potentially cut in. So I'll have to be careful of that. Wait, can I still... Oh, I can still build. Nice. Let me get my grid back on. Okay, we'll cross this bridge when we get to it. I think we might just need to be sneaky with some of our roof pieces. I think I do like how this comes out a little bit more though, so I'm gonna do that on my side over here since I don't think that will cut in. So if we go from here out one more like this, we can do that and we can break this wall. Okay, just so we get a little bit more space up in the attic. Okay. And then let's do our little trick that we did on the other test that we did, which is not fly all the way around the neighborhood. It's actually, okay. Let's click on this roof. Let's turn off the transform tool. Let's get a architectural detail, a molding. We're gonna use this one and we're gonna do it in our black color. We're gonna put that here. Let's actually put it all the way around the top. We might take it off of some of these other pieces on the outside, but we'll see. Okay. I can bring you to where you're just below now, and then now I can bring you in as well, if this is the height that we're going to use. Oh, undo, undo. Wait, why aren't you going in at this thing? Oh, you're not centered, that's why. Okay. We'll just do Alt then. Okay, that looks good. And just to be sure, let's undo that. You are to, yes, you are to there. Okay, duplicate. Let's shrink you over to be lined up here, I think. Well, actually, no, let's widen you as much as you can be widened. And then let's shrink you so that you're in line with this. Okay. You're in line with that wall. You're going to be in line with this wall. Before we do anything, can you fit over here now? No. You fit there, though. Ooh, I kind of want you to be right up against this wall, though. If you're up against that wall and we bring you down to here, and then we bring you in here, that's the move. Okay. We're gonna bring you so that you're in line with this. Oh, okay, it was. It just did its thing where it moves, I think. Wait, did it? Let's bring you out. Let's bring you so that you're in line with this wall. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was weird, but it looks like it's good now. We'll bring you out to there for now. Let's make sure that you are in line with this wall. You are. Okay, we're gonna have to make you... We're actually gonna have to make you pretty big, I think, and then we're gonna have to transform you over. Now, something that I saw is that the transform tool, things you place with the transform tool may break. So if that's the case, this roof side may be gone the next time or maybe like floating the next time we come in here, but we'll have to see. So if we take this, Also, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with the middle roof here, but let's focus on this first, which is gonna be getting the transform tool back on and just pushing this over here just until we can't see it anymore. Okay. And we can see, is this the right height? I think that it is. Oh, this actually isn't. This should be, let's take the transform tool off. Undo that. We need to lower you down to like there. Do you poke through now? No. Okay. We need to lower you down as well to here, and then we probably need to move you all the way over again, actually. Redo. Can we not select you anymore? I guess we have to do that before we move it over. Undo. I want the roof. Okay. Not the room. The roof, please. I think it's mad at me for using the transform tool, honestly. Okay, let's undo, undo. What if we go here and then go back in? Can we reselect you? Let's what if we unstuck? I know that doesn't have anything to do with the building, but maybe that will reset that too. What if we turn this back on? Okay, we might have to like leave and come back. Zoom all the way out. Let's do this. Let's switch to this household. And then let's zoom out. Let's switch back to this household. And then let's go back into build mode. What? Escape. I don't want the shop. Okay, I want build mode. Please let me select this roof again. Yes. Okay, good. We just had to go out and come back in. I was getting a little worried there, but all is good. Okay. Bring you all the way out to here. And then escape. We just want to select you, and then we want to transform you. Like there. Okay. And we can still select it. Okay, good. So if we need to change it again later, we can still do that. And honestly, now that I'm seeing it, it is a little lower. So let's undo. Redo. We need to transform you again. What do you look like from the inside? You look good. Okay, good. You, on the other hand, need to come up just a little bit more. And then, is this other one still good? Yes, okay. Okay, we're making progress. Let's get our front piece in here as well. Now for these, they actually do overhang a little bit. Let's get a molding in and see. I think the roof honestly probably looks fine here, but let's get a molding in right here. And we just want something wooden. Maybe, how big is this? Why aren't you wanting to go there? What about this? Okay, that would work. Oh, it's probably in an interior one maybe. Was I like putting molding on the inside? No, I wasn't. Okay. Oh, there we go. I don't know why that wasn't working before. We've got that one, and we've got this one again, which is the one we used before. I want a nice, like, kind of chunky looking one. That's way too thin. Honestly, I kind of like this one. I think it was between that and like maybe this. I think maybe we'll actually go with this. The more like wooden one. So we'll put that there. Let's put it on the back as well. And then let's put it down here on the bottom level also. We're going off into the heavens, but that's okay. Okay. Let's get this roof piece in here. Let's actually, okay. We're gonna duplicate this. And actually for you, how far can we drag you? Okay, we can actually drag you into the other house. Now, is that going to go actually into the other house? Maybe, so let's try to do it as minimally as possible. Maybe to like right there. I guess we'll have to check and see if that's cutting in there later, but for now this will be fine. And let's do the same up here. So this to bring to there. I guess as far as it'll go. We do have this little gap here. Not sure what we're gonna do about that yet, but that'll be a problem for later, like I said. And you, how far over can we get you? We'll do you to there, and then we'll figure something else out after. Okay. We're gonna duplicate you. Put you just in the center there. Bring you back to be in line there, and then bring you forward to be in line there. If we go down, you are fully inside, so let's fix that. We're gonna bring you to here, and then we're gonna bring you down a bunch. You also need to be lower now. Oh no, you didn't actually. This is where I'm a little confused, because I'm like, this is higher. But then this is higher. I guess I guess maybe the top of the roof is slanted. The walls, I mean, maybe the walls are slanted potentially. Let's to fix this. Like, do you come all the way out to the wall? You do. And you do too, right? No, you don't actually. You should be there. Okay, that's why. You should be there, and then you, if we put you up a smidge. Okay. And you should be back here as well. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now, because now it's like a little under both of them. So I'm going to do this to bring you up above, and then I'm going to pull you out just a little bit. Like, till you're over both of them. And you're still on this molding, so that's fine. And we're going to bring you all the way over. As far as you can go. And you actually need to go just a smidge back. Okay, that looks good. We're getting there. We're building a roof with an attic in between two buildings. This side again looks fine. This side, honestly, that probably looks fine enough, but I think we can duplicate and then just move it over. Oh, escape. When in trouble, escape. Hit escape. We're going to click on this roof. We're going to duplicate it, put it basically where it was, and then click on it again and do the transform tools and just move it over. Okay. Let's actually undo that. Okay. I'm going to temporarily move this one in, because this is the one that we just made, and that's the one that we need to move out so that it matches. Actually, undo. Okay, now we can move it over. Undo that though. Actually, now redo that to get it in position. Click this to move it over. And now we're even. Okay. Yes, and we can turn this tool off now. Okay. The front's looking pretty good. What do we have? We have this line here, I think, is coming from the floor. Let's see. If we put a black floor in, does that get rid of that line? No, that's coming in, it looks like, from the top of the wall. Can we change that? If we click on the wall, that's just the color of the roof. Okay, so we do need to like hide it a little bit. Actually, undo. If we shift so it does it on both ends, and we move just shift alt just a little bit. That does get rid of what we saw there. I think I might leave it though. I'll leave it for now. I may go back and change that. Because honestly, if we do like If I do this, does that get rid of it? No. Okay. We'll sort that out after. Let's get a roof on. So from the picture, I can't really, it looks like it's like a flat roof, but I think I am going to give it a little bit of an arch. We're just going to duplicate this one and then shrink it down. I want it to, I like that it's going there. I would like it to like snap to somewhere in here, but that's okay. We'll just do somewhere in the middle. And for this I might actually paint the black color up here. And we'll put some more details up there. What did the wood paneling look like down here? Pretty good, honestly. What are our color options here? Just one for the whole thing. Okay, if we make you, let's just start with this. Honestly, that looks pretty good. Let's see, is there a paneling that gives us like different options here? No. Okay, this one has different ones. Oh, it's the wall above and the paneling below. Okay, no. I think what we can do though is there's the architectural details in the moldings. There's like the bottom, like this kind of thing. We could do something like that. Is there a shorter one though? Ooh, no, undo that. I don't know. I think we stick with what we had, which is just this. Let's get some wood in here for this roof. And just our black color. How do we change? Oh, undo that. Redo that. I think if I place this down, I can then click on this and rotate it. Yeah. Now that wood isn't really what I want anymore. Maybe something like this one. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. And is that only on the outside? Yes. We're gonna have to put something here to cover the top of this, but that's okay. We could do that. The back's looking a little sad, honestly. Get this in here. Did I put this on the middle part? I think I did. We're gonna have to put a column or something to hide that as well. Okay. Let's duplicate this and get it on the back. We can bring this to like around there, and then we will just duplicate. Yes, duplicate you. And then use the transform tool. Slide you all the way over. Well, to like there. Yes. Toggle advanced transformation tool. Let's do the same with you. Duplicate. Let's actually shrink you down first. Get you in line with that, and then we will duplicate you, put you here, put you there, click on you, and do the toggle advanced transformation and slide you all the way over. Let's slide you to like here. Actually, can we bring you in like there, so you're halfway? Maybe the play. Okay, let's actually check that for now. Maybe the play is just to end it where the wall is, and we'll just have a little gap up here. Let's see what that would look like if we... Okay, hold on, let me save again. Resume. Okay. If I delete you, and I delete you, I delete you, and I delete you. If we just made it end like here, it looks a little weird. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna undo. Leave it like that for now, and we'll have to like do something to hide that area in between. When we're in like this mode, we'll see it like this. And we just need to find like an object or something. I'm sure there's plenty of things we could use that we can just paint black and fill in this area. And we'll probably have to transform it over, but that's fine. Okay. Let's work on the windows. So let's start in the top. Do we have anything that looks kind of similar to this? Not really. Well, at least not there. So these could kind of work. They've got the crosses. But they really need to be more wooden windows. Now, their windows don't really have curves on them. We could go Gothic again. And just... like, how far can we shrink you down? Can we shrink you down? I guess that's the question. We can shrink you down this way, but not the other way. So you're not, unfortunately, you're not going to work. We do have these windows, which honestly might be our best bet here. I don't love how, well, first I don't love that I went flying into the outer space. Let's come down. Well, actually, maybe we could just start up here. Did I, if I undo, okay, redo. Let's get you up here in the center. Now, okay, let's make you just a little smaller. It's just like ever so bigger. Okay, let's change your swatch. We're gonna do the grill. We're gonna make our black color we've been using. And then, oops, click on you, right click edit. For the frame, what if we make you the black color too? Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna wanna do here. And then let's duplicate you and put you over here, right in the middle. And we're gonna actually just make these dormers completely black. And honestly, we'll just make this whole top part black too. Oh, we're missing. We're either missing or I deleted it. Let's duplicate you. I was like, why does this wall look so bare back here? Because we were missing that. Let's pull you into the walls. Okay. Okay, we're making progress. We are making progress. I wonder if we can move a wall with the transform tool. If I were to just put you here. No, I cannot move you. Okay, good to know. Let's get some windows going in here. I shrink you. I can. Okay, you're a potential. I don't really want shutters on the windows. Honestly, you shrunken down could work too. Let's put this back up. What do you look like from the inside? You look like you're not... Oh, you've got... Okay, I see. You have like a screen in you. We'd want this one. I think this one's a little too much, so stick with this, and we're gonna bring you over. something like that. And then down here, same, something like that, something like that. And then we also need windows across this entire, these bays. Ooh, maybe this was the way to go. At least right here. And then let's get you in here and let's shrink you down. We cannot shrink you down, but we can probably shrink you. Yes. Can we widen you? We can, but you look a little weird if we do that. We'll leave you. And then for you, let's make you our color that we make everything else. Duplicate. Put you over here. Now, do I like that, or do I want to actually just do this again? Let's see. I think it might actually be this, because I think this is too skinny. It looks a little modern right now, but I think what we'll end up doing is using columns and things to break it up a little bit. Architectural details is like our new friend. I just need to remember where it actually is. They would just have a very flat, maybe something like this. And I feel like I'm actually going to need the transform tools with this, because I'm going to want to flatten them. Something like this could potentially work. It's a little more ornate than I would want, though. We've got decals. We've got miscellaneous stuff here. Ooh, what is this kind of stuff? Does anything here look like it would? We've got a panel. We could potentially change stuff on this panel. If I wanted to change this panel, if I clicked on you, what are the options here? Ooh, I can. So I could make the frame wood. Oops. Woods. Where's that shiny oak that we saw? The varnished oak. This one, and then we make you our color. And then the bricks inside, we can also make varnished oak. And then they had like a red, like a maroon red color. We could do something like that. Theirs was a little brighter though. Something like that. We could do like that, and then we can transform it down. Yeah, I'll leave this one for now. We might change that after. That brings a little bit of color into it, and honestly, we probably would do it at the top too. Like, duplicate. Oh, it wants to be on a wall, though. Okay, we'll figure it out after. Oh, I didn't want to delete it, though. Oh, put it back down there. Okay, well, this was a good start. I think I'm gonna leave it here because we've been going for a little while now. I'm not sure if the next, well, when the next stream will be and if we'll be continuing this, or maybe I'll try to do some off camera and come back and just show you what it looks like. But that was me pretty much playing around and starting to learn Paralives build mode. I hope you enjoyed it. There probably will be other videos in the future. If you're not already and you would like to become a Royal Court Magician, you can do so by following me on YouTube here or on Twitter. It's florianxforte in both places. And until the next stream or video, I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.